Hey, Bob.
Hi, James. How are you?
Good, sir.
Good.
Hi, this is C Geith. I'm on the phone today.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Casey. Is that Casey?
No, this is Bob.
I'm Bob. So how's my audio? Sound all right?
Yep. Perfect.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I don't have enough bandwidth to join you guys on video today.
Chris.
Hi.
Remind me your last name.
Oh, it's Geith, G-E-I-T-H.
All right. And which association are you with, Chris?
Today I'm representing the Journal of Extension.
Okay. I see you here now. Special presentation. That's right. I'm sitting here going, well, I don't know everybody.
It's a big group, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with the E-Extension Foundation. So
Yeah, no, I was second guessing myself that I don't know everybody that's a member of JCEP all of a sudden.
Yeah, we're not members of JCEP.
Yeah, no. I was having a senior moment, even though I'm not a senior.
Yeah, I'm really the beautiful Tasha Hargrove today. That's who I'm standing in for.
Lots of people joining by phone. All right, Chris, Geith, you're joining by phone, and if you're joining by phone, chime in as you come in. Let's see. I got you, Chris. There's someone else here from a 517.
I'm 517. This is C Geith.
Okay, 336.
That is, excuse me, that's Albert. Albert Esso.
Oh, hi, Albert.
Hi.
Somebody's getting some feedback. I don't know if y'all hear that or not. Somebody may need to mute. Who's joining from area code 478?
Terrence Wolford.
One more time?
Terrence Wolford.
Thank you, Terrence.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mr. President, I have 10:30.
Apparently, Casey has learned a new language.
Sounds like a spaceman.
Yeah,
Say, hey, Luke, I'm your father.
yeah. Star Wars guy.
All right. Hopefully I sound better now. Wonderful. Well, we will go ahead and get started. I know based on our string of emails, we got a busy group of folks. I certainly appreciate Scott and Albert, because I think they may have been on the ECOP meeting that was just going on. And as were Julie and I. So we appreciate y'all being with us, and we'll try and be cognizant of everybody's time, because we know y'all may need to shift back to the ECOP meeting after your liaison reports. So the agenda is out. Are there any additions or corrections that we need to make? All right, hearing none, I will accept a motion to accept the agenda.
So moved, Casey. This is Alan.
All right, thank you so much, Alan. Is there a second?
Second.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Julie. All in favor of accepting the agenda as presented, signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, like sign. Wonderful. All right, well, we will go ahead and move forward to Chris Geith. Chris is joining us based on the request from our face-to-face meeting in May, the request that was sent by Tasha Hargrove, who is the chair, president, or leader of the Extension Journal Incorporated. They sent a request to us. Tasha could not join us today, but asked Chris to speak on behalf of the Extension Journal. So Chris, we'll turn it over to you.
Great. Thank you, Casey. Can you guys hear me all right? Okay, good. Yeah, unfortunately, Tasha couldn't come, as Casey said. So as a new member of the Journal of Extension Board, I took Terry Meisenbach's place upon his retirement, and I got to participate in the strategic planning process earlier this year. And after our meeting in July, we will formally approve the plan, and then we can share it more broadly. But what I'd like to do is I'll first just give you the highlights of the 4 strategic focus areas of this new strategic plan, how we're organized to implement it, and then that'll give you the perspective for Tasha's request to the JCEP board for a task force liaison, basically a temporary liaison with the board. So let me start with the 4 high points of the kind of the big buckets that we worked on. One is delivering a high quality Journal of Extension while continuing to improve efficiency through a more sustainable editorial model. So there's a group working just on that focus to strengthen that editorial model, decrease the amount of, the turnaround time to hear back and to actually get published, and improvements of that nature. The second bucket is improving the user experience for some new dynamic features. And this is a potential tie with JCEP here and your blooming and new competency framework that Mike Maziuk is leading a team on. So that's about improving the Joe user experience. They're rewriting the back end so that it has more searchability and more engaging features. There'll also be a new website for Joe that's built on a open source content management system. So that's the second bucket, that's technology. The third bucket is increasing the visibility and the participation with the extension job site. And we're doing that, again, another JCEP opportunity by expanding and enriching a new group effort that I'm part of on the JO board, which is called Partnerships and Communications. So that third bucket is about the JO Extension Jobs Board. And then the fourth and final bucket of the strategic plan is establishing financial stability by incorporating updated fiscal management reporting and, you know, having some targeted service levels and, you know, just handling the reporting and awareness and decision making on the budget, making that higher visibility in the way that the JO board operates. So the four areas are the quality of the editorial focus and those processes, improving the technology, increasing visibility and usefulness of the extension jobs, and then the financial sustainability. So those are the four buckets. And there are two new groups that have been created on the JO board. So existing were the editorial committee and the finance and development committees. They've added an ad hoc committee and web staff to focus on the technology. And then we created a short-term, probably 18-month task force that I'm on, called Partnerships and Communications. So that's sort of that's what's going on in JO, right? And that's where the focus is. In July, we'll finalize that plan and spread it broadly. The action items for the plan are already defined and already in action. We just haven't finalized the formal big plan for sharing purposes yet. So in this context, this focus on partnerships is part of the strategic tactics of this strategic plan. And Tasha sent a letter to Casey for the rest of the JCEP board asking for a temporary person to be a JCEP board liaison relating directly to your competency framework development led by Mike Maziak at Penn State. And the purpose of this liaison really is to help us explore potential alignment with two things: using the competency framework that's coming out and being developed by JCEP as tagging for the editorial content of the journal, and potentially as ways that we can strengthen the JO job board. So there's lots of different job boards out there, but very few still are very competency based. And since we specialize in extension jobs, and sometime soon JCEP will be sharing the competency framework it's developing for professionals in cooperative extension and beyond, we think that that could provide the kind of content structure potentially that could really make a difference in the functionality and usability of the JO job board. So instead of just searching by title and job description, maybe it would be worthwhile, if it works out, to explore being able to search for jobs by competencies. So anyway, that's a little farther out there. It might take a while to actually make that happen. But right now, the task force has an 18-month plan to investigate those things. And the implementation might take longer, but we're looking for somebody at the board level to relate to these two strategic areas over the next 18 months as a member of this temporary task force for partnership. So with that background, let me open this up for questions, because I know that it's a little bit different focus for JO. Plus, it's something new that JCEP's doing with the competency framework work. So why don't I just open it up for comments, questions. If anybody's on, like you, Casey, that want to chime in with some more information, please do. What? No questions? Does that mean it's a yes? Let me give you a little more. If somebody's interested in being this liaison with us for the next 18 months, we plan maybe an hour commitment at the most every other month to join one of our Zoom calls. The next one is scheduled for July 18th at noon. And these are meetings of this task force.
Great. Well, Chris, thank you so much for providing that background from the Extension Journal, as well as what the specific request is, because I think in just reading the letter from Tasha, there were some questions about, well, all of us are contributing our own representatives. How is this position different? So I think you've done a good job of highlighting needing that connection back to this board that's more in the loop on some of this certification. One question that I have is, would it, and maybe this is to the larger group, not just to you, Chris, is would it make more sense for us to identify somebody from that task force that's currently working on it, realizing that at some point they may sunset their work, but maybe it's premature for us to identify somebody for the next 18 months until we have a little bit more insight from this group and completing their work as to what we do with it, or if we charge a separate committee to do that.
No, that's a really good question. Let me just share my reactions to that. This is because both of these initiatives are new. It's new for Joe and it's new for JCEP. This is right now a higher level strategic positioning input. It's not about the detail of what's the name of this tag and how does it relate to competency number 5A on the chart. I mean, we're not there yet, right? The competency framework is not done. We're not ready to take action yet on those details. We will be in the next probably 8 months, 6 to 8 to 12 months at the most. So we will be ready for that during that 18-month period. But initially, it's about strategic alignment and strategic partnership with Joe. So I guess the question would be, who on the JCEP, which people on the JCEP board are really interested in what happens to the competency framework that you're creating? What does it mean for JCEP? What do you want to do with it? It's a collaboration tool. How do you want to use it? And so here's your first collaborator putting his hand up in Joe, the Joe board, saying, hey, we want to use your competency framework. We know it's not done yet, but we're planning things, and we'd like to incorporate what we're planning into what you're soon going to have available. So that's sort of this early nature. I would think for the next 6 to 8 months, it'll be at that stage, kind of it's alignment and high level. It is not detailed at this point.
Okay. And I will say that we don't have the full board here, and I think we would definitely want to get some alignment from and input from the rest of the board. But we've got this recording, and I think we'll be able to follow up with everyone. What I'll ask of the folks that are currently on the call is if you have an interest in this. Whether you're rotating off the official board in the next 6 months, or whether you have folks that are coming in as we identify the folks replacing us, feel free to reach out to me, and we can try and have some ideas for our next meeting in July. Does that work?
Can I just?
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, let me just add one more thing. So competency frameworks are kind of an abstract thing. What do we even bother to do that for, right? And until you have it and you start to use it, its value is not going to feel like anything, right? You're going to wonder, why are we doing this in the first place? Once it's created, to have these some conversations, and hopefully it'll go beyond the Journal of Extension. Having these sorts of conversations about how it can be used can really inform the value that you create out of it beyond the initial let's make some new revenue by creating a certificate program or certification. So, and I think that is absolutely the place to start. I'm not saying don't go there. But while you're going there, consider other ways that this framework can be of value to you